Hey guys, welcome to Boxing Squared for boxing news and views from around the internet. The WBO has rejected a request for independent judges to rescore Joseph Parker's win over Hughie Fury, informing Hennessy Sports, that's Hughie's promoter, of it in a letter. But the door isn't quite closed just yet, it's slightly ajar. So the Championship Committee has been asked to investigate by the WBO for any irregularities. So I'll get to the letter in the moment that was sent to Hennessy, and then I'll cover a few thoughts of mine. But first, let's briefly recap why we are where we are. So you'll remember, Joseph Parker won a majority decision on September 23rd in Manchester, with two judges scoring the fight 118 to 110. The third judge had it a draw. A lot of fans had that fight as a close one, and some felt that Fury had won it. I had the full spectrum of views vented in my comment section after the fight. Personally, I felt that it was a close fight and that the 118 to 110 cards were quite wide. Fury's promoter Mick Hennessy, he after the fight was furious. He thought Fury had won and he even said that he saw shades of Muhammad Ali. So clearly furious at the result, and so was Hughie's trainer and father, Peter Fury. Hennessy, he vowed to lodge a complaint with the WBO over the result, which he has done now, and the sanctioning body has responded formally in a letter. So I will skip over the formality. So this letter is from the WBO president, and it says, "I understand the gist of your petition consists of alleged improper judge scoring, specifically regarding officials John Medfus and Terry O'Connor, facial expressions on behalf of Team Parker upon the announced decision, information concerning a medical issue or disability of Judge Medfus, unfair official selection, and admissions from Parker and Duco Promotions representatives addressed to the complainants. Furthermore, your complaint requests rescoring the aforementioned bout by 5 independent judges, or as a last resort, a return fight pursuant to our WBO Championship contest regulations. Please understand the nature of our WBO independent judges rescoring process. This is not a protest process. The WBO independent judges rescoring has been requested by commissions as an independent evaluation of the work of the ring officials, for the purpose of public education of judges to improve the standards and uniformity of judge scoring. It would not be the basis of changing the outcome of the contest. Such a protest to change the outcome of the contest may be exclusively addressed to the host commission, the BBBOC, which is the British Boxing Board of Control, as the WBO has no jurisdiction to change the result of the contest. Please advise if you have protested the results to the BBBOC, as the WBO would consider the results of such a protest as an important factor in administering the award and obligations of the WBO Championship." And here's the kicker in this part of the letter. "After carefully examining the nature of the above allegations and the lack of a request for a WBO independent judge's rescoring from the BBOC, the WBO will not conduct a WBO independent judge's rescoring of the bout. In the Pacquiao versus Horn bout, the WBO independent judge's rescoring was done at the request of the Philippine Commission." So just if we pause there on the letter, so on this front, it appears the door is firmly shut in terms of rescoring it, and no independent scoring will be done unless requested by the British Boxing Board of Control. That much is clear. So they've asked something of the WBO that's not even something the WBO can actually do unless a certain process has gone through. But I would say, given a fair number of fight fans were happy with the scoring, I mean, because there was the full spectrum. It wasn't just like 100% of people thought that Parker lost. I mean, a huge degree of people thought it was very, very close, or that Parker won. And, you know, with the closeness thing, some people thought Fury won. but it wasn't an outrageous decision. It's just that the cards were quite wide and a bit of a shock for many of us. So I'm not sure that I see the British Boxing Board of Control actually asking the WBO for a review. I guess, stranger things have happened, but we'll have to see on that front. So the other avenue sought by Hennessy Sports is that it has requested the WBO order a direct return. So in other words, an immediate rematch. The WBO has not yet closed the book on this. So we'll go back to the letter here. The portion of your complaint that requests the WBO order a direct return is governed by WBO World Championship Rule 18, which provides, the WBO shall not allow direct return fights unless recommended by the World Championship Committee and authorized by the Executive Committee. A direct return fight is a fight between the new champion and the former champion from whom the new champion won the title, or between a new champion and the losing contestant in a vacant title fight before the new champion defends his title against any of the other fighters classified in his category. If the World Championship Committee determines either that the resolution of a championship contest was substantially irregular, or that there was a clear misapplication of the rules of boxing resulting in a manifest unfairness, such that in either case the World Championship Committee determines that the championship was substantially unresolved, the World Championship Committee may, in its discretion, recommend a direct return fight, which may be authorized only by a majority vote of the Executive Committee. The World Championship Committee may recommend a direct return fight for any other circumstance. In that event, a direct return fight shall only be authorized by the affirmative vote of not less than 75% of the Executive Committee. So quite a mouthful there. So, I'm not really any clearer whether this fight actually meets the criteria, but there must be something in it. Anyway, so this is the kicker part of the letter. Accordingly, I am referring your notice of complaint to the WBO World Championship Committee to determine if the championship contest was substantially irregular, or that there was a clear misapplication of the rules of boxing resulting in a manifest unfairness, such that in either case the World Championship Committee determines that the championship was substantially unresolved and whether it shall order a direct return fight. Either Hennessy Promotions on behalf of Hughie Fury or Duco Promotions on behalf of Joseph Parker may submit to the WBO World Championship Committee any additional information or documents you wish to submit. I think Hennessy Sports would probably take this as a win of sorts, albeit a small one. The WBO, I'm sure it could have shut down this review option if it wanted to. I'm not really sure I see this going anywhere or a rematch being ordered. My read on it is more that the WBO is doing this for thoroughness and to avoid any perceptions of unfairness, especially given there was a degree of controversy surrounding the result. But really interesting though with the earlier part of the letter that Hennessy raised the potential of a medical issue or disability relating to United States Judge John Madfus. That is quite a thing to allege. So, I really do wonder what's going on here. Going after John Madfus directly over something that they must have got some inside oil on. That certainly is quite a thing to do. I would imagine that the WBO would sort of close ranks in this sort of situation, but I will just have to see. Maybe something will come out. Maybe there was some sort of issue affecting his ability to judge the fight. I would really love to see the complaint that Hennessy has done, because they've also got on there that there were admissions from Parker and Duco representatives. Geez, I wonder what they were. If anyone else has any thought on that, please drop a comment on it. They also included one reason in the complaint was that the facial expressions of Team Parker after the win. For me, a little bit of a long bow to draw, but I did know there was a bit of a subdued sort of tone in the Parker camp, and then they went crazy and wild after the win was announced. But that's not, completely uncommon for that sort of thing to happen, especially if they thought it was a close fight. I thought it was a close fight. A lot of people saw it as a close fight. Whereas, you did see the Fury camp, as soon as the bell went, they were rushing in there, that sort of thing. But as people said at the time, of course they're going to do that. They want to influence the judges. Overall, not really sure if this direct return, this championship committee investigation goes anywhere. I have asked Duco if they do plan to respond to the championship committee as per the offer in the letter. I will bring you any news of that if they do respond. But what do you make of this whole situation? I think most of us would have pegged something like, this letter was coming at some point. It's surprising that they just haven't closed the door on this and made it sort of neat and tidy all at once. But I guess it's a sanctioning body. Nothing seems to ever be completely tidy, does it? Drop a comment, hit like, hit subscribe, follow me on Twitter, boxing_squared. I'm out.